Your thoughts on this past week's performance?
I thought we responded in the second half, third quarter well. Didn't think we played very well. Obviously at the beginning of the game, way too many explosive plays. Just overall wasn't a very good performance for us in the first half. But third quarter came out, and was happy to see him respond. And obviously that kind of that quarter and a half there, iced the game for us. Would have liked to see us finish better. So we got to get cleaned up. Memphis, I'm sure, will attack us with some of those same issues that we gave up. So working on fixing those things, and got to do their job stopping the run on early downs, and so we got a lot of area to have to improve to give ourselves a chance on the road this week.
Was it about adjustments at halftime, or was it just playing better?
Yeah, we did not play very well. I think maybe a couple of tweaks here and there, but for the most part, it was just eyes in the back end, alignments. And credit to them; those guys did a good job. They stressed us vertically, and could have called a better game too. So all the way around, but calls / the execution of those things has to improve.
Coach Lashley talked about it taking a lot of maturity for the team to be able to go out and have the second half they did after that first half. What are your thoughts on that? What were you seeing from the players that kind of delivered that performance?
Well, I mean, we have a veteran group of guys, and we've been in close ball games. And the fact of the matter was, as poor as I felt like we played in the first quarter and a half, really it should have been 17-10 at half. Which was undisciplined. We jump off sides on a 4th and 10 field goal attempt. Assuming they make that field goal, it's a, that's a different game right there. 17-10 with the ball coming out in the second half too. So as bad as we played, literally one play away from just being disciplined and holding our water on a 4th down field goal attempt, to being a 10-point game at half, because we did have some key stops when they did hit some explosives to get moving. But and I think we have a mature team that they believe, and we'll have to play really hard for 4 quarters and play much more disciplined, like I said, this week to have a chance, because this is by far the best offense that we have seen in a long time. So probably Oklahoma, honestly they might be better than Oklahoma, I think, looking at them just all the way around. So great running back, really seasoned quarterback, and elite at wide receiver, and really good, solid offensive line. And so there's a reason they're putting up, in their last 3 or 4 games, basically 50 points a game. So credit to those guys and the job that they've done over there.
Talk a little about Jahari Rogers has to step in when Charles goes down, plays a lot more snaps that he has this year, comes up with back-to-back plays. I think had a big tackle and then that interception. Just how big was him staying ready and being ready to take on a little bit more?
Yeah, I think, his growth and maturity in our time here continues to just get better each and every week. And I think, as his maturity off the field has grown and developed, you've seen the gradual growth on the field, because his is never about athletic ability. He's got all the talent in the world, and it's just, you're still learning a position. We have to remember with him, he really didn't play this position until he got to college. And so, with him, it's always about discipline and just the details. And so I think it was huge for our team that he was ready in that moment to come out and play at a high level. Did a great job, feeling the, seeing the quarterback in cover 3 there and making a play on the ball and keeping his toes in bounds, and like you said, tackling, because our corners have to be able to tackle well. And I thought they did a much better job this game than they did in the Rice game, and it showed up all the way around, not just him, Chris as well. So that was huge for us to have a guy that, we think of him like a starter, and we expect him to approach it in that way, even though he's had a couple veteran guys in front of him, and to be ready in that moment was huge.
As the season's gone on, I know it's not something you guys get to decide, but throughout the conference play, it seems like the offenses have slowly been elevating these last 2 weeks, and we've played tough teams. And Memphis, as you say, is one of the most complete offenses. Is it kind of nice to be able to see that progression and be able to say, okay, we've seen this, we can work on this, but here's a team that can do it even better the week after. So.
Well, it's obviously a challenge, I mean, you want to, to be the best in this league, we have to beat the best. And, it's like I told you guys three weeks ago, I said every offense we play, starting with Rice, was going to get better subsequently each week. And you guys have seen that the last 2 weeks, and it'll hold true this week. So, our guys will have to continue to, play better, and we're going to have to elevate our level to give ourselves a chance in this game. And, I think they know that. This is a tough place to play. It's a good football team that's won a lot of close games, that's put up points on everybody they've played. So, we'll have to play at a high level.
We've talked maturity level. These are now, when you get into this last chunk, really meaningful games, trying to keep that conference championship hope alive, stay undefeated, keep it on the road in conference, keep you undefeated in the conference. Is that something you talk about, or do these guys just know it's the next game and approach it just like it's a normal Saturday?
Yeah, we have to win the next game. It's not that our guys don't understand the magnitude of the game, but if we didn't win last week, this week wouldn't have mattered. If we didn't beat Rice, then all of this would have been potentially for none, right? So our guys understand that it's the next game. Our approach doesn't necessarily need to change. If anything, it needs to be heightened. But I don't want our guys to play tense. I want them to be confident. We want them to be comfortable and go out and play at a high level. And they give themselves an opportunity for this game to mean something down the road. But there's another game after this game. So we got to go focus on the one at hand, and that's a tough football team on the road that's playing at a really high level.
Just out of curiosity, last week Kevin Jennings got a ton of those first team reps during practice as you guys were waiting for Preston's availability. I'm just curious, did you get to see anything in particular from him when he was taking those first team reps? Did the defense have to react a little bit differently, or were you just kind of still working at that same system?
Yeah, when we're going against the offense this time of the year, you're more focused on what we're doing than necessarily what they're doing, if that makes sense. But yeah, Kevin's got a lot of ability, and definitely has a spark he can add to when he comes in there. And so I think he's done a great job staying ready and being ready, and when he's needed to be called on, like the Rice game, being able to step up and do some big time things for this team. So I think you can't highlight that enough on the job that he's done in his 2 years in that role.
Staying on quarterbacks, what makes Hennigan so good, and what's kind of a key to frustrating him from maybe not being able to do some of those things?
Well, the ball comes out really quick. He's really smart, heady quarterback that's really seasoned, knows where to go with the football, has playmakers that he can get the ball out fast to, gets him into the right play, can check him out of bad plays. He's just, he's a complete seasoned quarterback that can handle the run game, handle the pass protection, know where to distribute the ball, and is extremely accurate with the football. So he's the best quarterback we've seen, I think this year. I would say, or I would, make the statement that he might be playing at a higher level than Dylan Gabriel right now, in my opinion, just watching him on film. So.
After the game, Jahari mentioned that an important part of the defense was shutting down Jamori Macklin. You only really had that one explosive play. Is there anyone on Memphis's offense that you guys see a similar threat to? Obviously, I know you're trying to shut down everyone, but is there anyone that you guys kind of have your eye on?
Well, it's hard because they're really explosive. This is definitely the best backfield that we've seen all season, without a doubt. I can say that very assuredly, that their running backs are explosive, catching the ball out of the backfield. When you've got a running back that can, basically average, 5 yards a carry, but is also your third leading receiver, I think you have to start there. And then when you look at their receiving core with, it's not just one guy. Between 0, 3, 6, they've got a lot of seasoned guys out there. And then you got a quarterback that's obviously a dude. So, it'd be nice to be able to say, hey, we can hone in on this one guy this week, but you're not averaging 40 points a game, having one good player. You've got 3 to 4 guys, and so it's, we got to play good team defense.
SMU has struggled playing up there for a little chunk of time now. I know you're a different team, they're a different team, all of that stuff, but is there something, I know last year was the Tulsa game on the road that SMU had trouble with before. Is there anything that goes into trying to get them to focus on not where they're playing, but who they're playing. Is there anything that goes into that when there are kind of some of those maybe demons in a particular stadium?
I don't think so. You know, I mean, you're talking about, you know, who on our defense was here last time they played here. You know, I mean, we've talked to the guys about it, you know, because I know, you know, I work there. It's a tough place to play. It's a great atmosphere. I think our guys will be excited for that. But Elijah Chapman, you know, maybe Crossley, like, you know, and most of these guys weren't here 3 years ago or 2 years, whatever it was when we played over there last. So, you know, I think at the end of the game, it just goes back to the next game, and you know, we've done a good job focusing and preparing on the road, and we'll have to do the same this week.
All right, thanks so much. Appreciate it.